I don't have any money to give to you. You poor people will not just leave me alone. Once upon a time, in the village of Nnewi, lived a beautiful young maiden called Adugo. Adugo lives with her elderly parents, Mr. and Mrs. Uzo, in their humble home with her younger sister, Ngozi. Ngozi was peaceful and loving. They struggled with serious poverty and hardship that they could barely afford a meal in a day. One fateful day, the king of the village laid eyes upon Adugo and was captivated by her charm and decided to marry her. Adugo married the king of the village. Her parents rejoiced, believing that their days of hardship were finally behind them. As Adugo ascended to the throne as queen, her demeanor towards her family underwent a drastic change. She became consumed by the allure of wealth and status, neglecting the very ones who had supported her through thick and thin. While she lavished the villagers with generosity and extravagant feasts, her own people suffered in silence, their pleas for help falling on deaf ears. Despite her newfound wealth and power, Adugo's heart grew cold, devoid of the warmth and compassion she once possessed. Her parents became a mockery, especially her mother. They laughed at her for her daughter being the queen and she is still suffering. Her parents, bewildered by her callous behavior, could only watch in sorrow as their daughter turned her back on them totally. Tragedy struck when Adugo's father fell ill, in desperate need of medical care that they could not afford. Ngozi decided to visit her sister at the palace to ask for assistance, and she said, I don't have any money to give to you. You poor people will not just leave me alone. I have used all my monies to buy my clothing and my jewelries. Do not come back here asking me for money for whatever reason again. Ngozi was heartbroken and she said, Why is sister treating us like this? Sister is supposed to take care of us. She just abandoned us. Why is sister being so mean to us? Heartbroken and desperate, they watched helplessly as their beloved father passed away, his departure marking the end of an era of love and unity in the family. In a cruel twist of fate, Adugo spared no expense in hosting a grandiose funeral for her father. Her mother was heartbroken to see her daughter spending vast sums of money on her father's burial, while she could not provide money for her father's medical expenses. Her mother was really sad, but Adugo did not care. Ngozi, on the other hand, was stunned and shocked to see her elder sister behave this way. This is not the Adugo I grew up with, she said to herself, and she decided never to ask Adugo for any assistance again because it became clear to her that Adugo was not ready to help. Adugo continued lavishing money on herself and the villagers. They all sang praises of her, while they kept on mocking Ngozi and her mother. Ngozi could not take the mockery and insults anymore, so she took her dear mother to the neighboring village to start their life afresh. So she took up the responsibility of taking care of her mother, facing through trials, toiling tirelessly to make ends meet. she started doing menial jobs, working on people's farms. One day, an elderly woman met Ngozi at the farm where she was working and thanked her for her hard work and kindness towards the villagers and her mother, and told her not to worry, that just as her name implies, Ngozi, which means blessing, that she will be a source of blessing to her and her family. Amidst the turmoil, fate intervened once more as a kind, young, rich prince named Ikenna crossed paths with Adugo's sister. Moved by her resilience and kindness, he fell deeply in love and vowed to cherish her forever. Ikenna married Ngozi in a very grand wedding. It was the talk of the town. With his support, she rose from the ashes of adversity, basking in the warmth of love and security that had eluded her for so long. Meanwhile, Adugo's reign as queen came to an abrupt end with the passing of her husband, leaving her destitute and alone. The elders of the village told her to leave the palace since she had no child for the late king. Cast out of the palace without a penny to her name, she found herself back to where she started, surrounded by the echoes of her past misdeeds. Ngozi became the queen of the land after she got married to Prince Ikenna. Immediately, Prince Ikenna ascended the throne of his fathers. Ngozi was loved by everyone in the village. She was a beautiful, generous, kind-hearted queen. She took care of her mother with so much love. She wished her dear father was alive to witness this grace she has found. Adugo became a shadow of herself. Everyone she helped when she was the queen turned their backs on her, mocking her for abandoning her parents when she had the opportunity to help them. They insulted her for being a bad child. The same crowd that was cheering her on while she was lavishing expensive gifts and money on them turned their backs on her completely. Filled with remorse and regret, Adugo sought forgiveness from her family. Although she explained that the reason why she turned her backs on her family when she was queen was because they gave so much attention to Ngozi, her younger sister, and would prefer everything Ngozi does against hers. She went further to state that while she was living with her parents, they were always comparing her to Ngozi. Her parents were always giving all the credit to Ngozi and always talking down on her, Adugo. She said she was filled with anger and sadness, and she was depressed while growing up with her parents. That was why she decided to turn her back on her parents to have their most favorite child, Ngozi, to themselves. Humbled by the harsh lessons life had taught her, with tears in her eyes, she begged for their forgiveness, realizing too late the true value of love and family. In the end, Adugo's story serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the dangers of greed and selfishness. It underscores the importance of compassion, humility, and the bonds of family that endure through life's trials and tribulations. May we learn from her mistakes and strive to cultivate kindness and empathy in our own lives. For true wealth lies not in material riches, but in the love and support of those who stand by us through thick and thin. Thank you for watching. Please support us by subscribing to our channel, like, comment, and share. See you in my next video. Bye.